iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racing enthusiasts all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. The car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and racing teams. Our skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly racing series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 200,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Participate in solo races, championship seasons, and hosted and league events with AI Racing. With a rapidly expanding catalog of 70-plus cars and 85-plus tracks from real-world racing series, test your abilities with challenging computer-based competition. Additional partners include IMSA, the World of Outlaws, and Supercars, allowing members to participate in their very own Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, Sebring 12-Hour, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Hello and welcome along, as it's round 7 of XSLR Season 8. Where does the time go? I am Tim Cox. I'm going to be every step of the way for what's going to be, well, it could be a bit of a marathon tonight. Physically, mentally, and literally. As we take on not just the Nürburgring, and not just the Nordschleife even, we combine them both together. Just shy of 16 miles. I feel like about 170 corners all in for our drivers tonight. And that's just one lap. One lap alone. It's going to be a 5-lap sprint. I say a 5-lap sprint. Well, it's going to be 5 laps anyway. War of attrition might be a better way to play this one out with. Just over 10-minute lap times. We're in here for the long haul. It's going to be a classic. Let's take a look, though, at the championship standings before we head into this round. And, well, I can tell you that Bobby Ross is top of the pile at the moment, but here's the big but. I like big buts, I cannot lie. He's not with us tonight, so that lead is going to be cut. Tyler Brown, he's with us tonight. I can tell you, he's very tight between himself and a newcomer to the championship. Adam Thompson lies in third, and good chance to make ground for both Brown and Thompson on Ross. Cossack's still in there. He's still in there with a fight, and, well, I know Mr. Fuel Saving, Mr. Fuel Economy, can't really do it so much around the Nordschleife, well, the Nürburgring combined this evening. Kevin Irwin a little bit cut adrift now, and still in chance for that top 3, though. You never quite know. That's the beauty of XSLR. So many different formats. Penultimate round of the road section. Watkins Glen in a week's time before we head out onto the dirt road. That's coming up. Trotter, Carver, Howard, Corrin and Ham. Ham really hampered. Yes, there you go. By those penalty points that we received. And serving another EOL this evening, I believe. But it's not really going to affect things too much. This all comes down to man and machine, as it were. Can he manage to do it? Well, I can tell you, let's get trackside, and that's Andy Cossack heading down the docking of Hover. Look at that, doesn't even show the point whatever of a second on the qualifying times. It's that far for a lap around here. Ismail Batuk newcomer to the series, and well, what a way to do it. Slapping it on provisional pole at the moment. We've only got 6 minutes left in qualifying, so those drivers who just started laps, Batu being one, well, he's done with his qualifying in fact, will not go round again. Tyler Brown cutting it a bit fine. He's not quite halfway around the lap. Oh, might just as Cossack. There you go. Displaces Thompson. Thompson out of qualifying as well. Those two swapping around positions on the second row of the grid. Irwin, last person to set a time. Time's deleted for Suji, Ham, and Howard as well. Howard out of qualifying. He's not going again. Irwin won't get around. Neither will Ham for the second attempt. Tyler Brown is cutting it incredibly fine. No, he's bailed on that one. Joshua Suji, though, he will get around, I can tell you, which I know seems daft. I think he's saying to me, Tim, what's going on here? He's saying he might or might not go around. Alan Nolaf on YouTube. Yeehaw to you, sir, as well. And yes, I know you're saying, how? You know, he's got a quarter of a lap left to go. Of course he's going to make it round. Well, yeah, he will do, you know, but still, that's a quarter of a lap around here. It's, what, depending on what your lap time is, realistically. Very easy to lose and gain time around here, but it's 2.5 minutes at least, a quarter of a lap. Bare minimum. 2 minutes 40, realistically. 35, 40, somewhere around that mark. So it's a bit undertaking. This absolutely iconic circuit. Love it, this place. Absolutely love it. Above all other, the Nürburgring is a history and tradition which is intertwined with that of motorsport itself. Of course, the Green Howl, as Jackie Stewart, some memory described it. It's been thrilling and terrifying drivers in equal measure since 1927. The only event here, notably round 7 of the championship, remains one of the great spectacles and challenges on, well, not just sporting, but certainly on the XSLR calendar. Now, when this was put up for voting, I know that Kevin Owen, he was the first one to suggest this. Now, he only wanted the Nordschleife, but a bit of misunderstanding. We ended up with the combined circuit, and everyone voted on it. So here we are. Here we are. Here we are. We're not going away from this one whatsoever, are we? Hello there. GLHF. Good luck here, fuckers. Maybe? Is that what that stands for? To all, it's my first race with this car here. That's Ismail. There you go. Good. Yeah, GL. I'm old. I'm going to have to Google this. What does GLHF mean? And we're going to... Good luck, have fun. Not good luck here, fuckers. I think the latter is probably slightly more appropriate than what it actually stands for. And, yeah, saying that, obviously, you know, looking forward to it. As Joshua Susie, now, good time to cut back to actually what's happening on track by my old man of lack of understanding. That's time on the board. I mean, it's well off the pace, but it is a time on the board. It's all going to help when it comes to qualifying. And we've not even got the N24 layout where it just cuts out the Mercedes arena section. No, we don't do things by halves here at XSLR. We've got the full fat version. Freddy32, looking forward, looking to enjoy another event following number 50, Most Mint. That's Andy Cossack. Alan Nuffer, aka Ismail Batu. Good luck, have F up. Yeah, well, I mean, even if you've F'd up, I mean, you're still on pole, my friend. Still on pole. As we're just ticking down the moments here in qualifying. A minute left. Not that drivers will get... J-Cam, I don't think we'll get around here. Well, certainly that time will be deleted there. We've just witnessed someone picking out the track limits. And, well, of course, doesn't need to start from the back. You know, nothing wrong with him going out, and he's making sure he's getting those times fully deleted. It's the ham sandwich himself. Going for the heroes in a hard shell turtle livery. Hoping maybe not just horsepower, but turtle power will help him around the track this evening. Into the mini carousel there. interesting fact about the carousel I will bring you later, because I'm full of useless facts. Oh dear. My age showing these things. JLFH. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, topping out done. Now these cars don't really have the best brakes. You know, they're starting to go at high speed. Yes, you know, they're an oval car predominantly, but, and here's the big but, is that the cars don't have the best of brakes. The brake, you know, you're not doing. I mean, if you think about the N24, you know, let's dumb it down. Even if you've got the Mazda, I know they've got the Toyota GR86 in there now. My opinion, that needs to be the Clio Cup instead. It's more akin to what happens in real life rather than Toyota. iRacing, get rid of the Toyota, stick the Clio in. Jake Ham will get the time on the... Well, I say time on the board. He's going to have it deleted. He's done that deliberately because of this EOL. But just getting in a little bit of practice in this car. Don't blame him on that one. But, yeah, it would have been interesting to see what sort of time he would have set. Check flag out at qualifying. We're done and dusted. Need to wait for the session to transition over before we can bring you your grid up for this evening. There you go. Get to enjoy lovely, spectacular views of Ardenau Forest. Of course, the Nordschleife is only used for selected racing events these days, notably the 24 hours and the regular Landstrecken races. Of course, the absolutely iconic venue, drawing enthusiasts from the world over with the chance to take a lap in their, well, basically it's run what you brung, to coin the British phrase that we use for car meets. In other words, whatever you come along in, you could drive it around here. And also on the Touristenfahrten, which Vater in German is father. Now, to give, and also now, as I called my daughter out with well, I need to have, no, let's compose yourself, Timothy. Giggling about it already like a child. Well, naturally, of course, took German. We had to for a year. Was it 2 years? I can't remember. At high school, before we did our exam, we made our choices of what subjects we wanted to do for exams. And well, of course, naturally, what you do, you scan through the dictionary looking for words that mean something completely different in a foreign language. To which we discovered what the German is for fat. More about that later. As you can see, just the flickering away there, transitioning through the sessions across from qualifying into race. Not really a practice session this evening, just straight into qualifying. They've been out there for 40 minutes, but that only gives you, what, 3 laps. Let's take you through your grid for this evening. Ismail Patug on pole. Tyler Brown joining him on the front row. Kosick and Thompson. Now let's hope, and Thompson's thought about this one. Yes, he has. He started us on the backstretch. Dusting Ahoa when he set this race up. So yeah, himself and Kosick make up row 2. Irwin and Suji on row 4, while it's Ham and Howard. The first names begin with J, the second names begin with H, and they share row 4 together. Jake Ham and Jimmy Howard. Opposite sides of the country, though. Well, okay. Well, it's still the same country. Either high. Yes, more about words that mean something very different in different languages a little bit later on. The Ford Mustang pace car, not the usual Porsche 911 that you tend to see around here. Starting not far past the entrance. So the entrance, yeah, because technically it is the exit from the where the toll booths are. But if you take your car out on the Touristenfahrten, this is where you roughly start off. It's around about this gantry, just before this gantry. They see that bit of concrete just in the foreground of the shop. We're just about to lose that now. It's roughly about where you come out to start things off on your lap. Talking of starting things off, though, we're getting underway here as always. And I feel that needs a little bit of a boost, does it? No, it's a bit too much. I'm just having a little bit of tweaking with my knobs here. on my audio mixer before you start. So not far away from going green here. It's going to be a war of attrition, let's face it. I think realistically we're looking Batugan Brown versus Brown being one battle, Cossack versus Thompson being another, and then I would say... no, I think Jake Ham as well, possibly thrown into that mix. Good on the road is Jake. And I think he could run well here. Obviously serving that EOL. So Cossack really needs to get a little bit of a wiggle on here. He's got time to do so, but he does need to get a little bit of a wiggle on there to close up that gap. Nearly causing a bit of a crash for his lack of commitment to closing the gap. And here we go. We get ready to go racing on a Nordschleife and the Grand Prix circuit. The combined effort. Good luck. Calimon. Good luck over on YouTube. Of course, we are live on Twitch as well. And not really famed for our Twitch channel. It's all about the YouTube. I got home late, so I couldn't do the race. That's okay. Sit back and enjoy. Crack a beer open. Why not? Ford Mustang pace car pulls into the pits. Ismail Batuga controls the pace here. Folks, let's get ready to go racing round 7 of the championship. And there's already carnage. Cossack and Thompson getting into one another there. Cossack around, and well, I said that'd be a battle to watch out for, and he's down to the back of the field, but Howard already up 2 places, making progress. Jake Howell on the inside there. Gonna slot it down into the Mercedes Arena. Dosho Suzy in there, and Ham's already up 2 places. He's gonna pull clear of Itsushi. There's Erwin trying to sling it right around the outside, but Brown has got past Batug. Down into turn 1. So they all zip in together. And that is gutting for Cossack, because it's going to be a long old lap. It's not like, even if he was to tow and try and gamble like that. Oh, is that Sushi around in the background? Too much mustard on that hot dog. Well, what is hot diggity dog? Well, he's nearly hot digging himself out of the wall there. Down into the Dunlop hairpin. Oh, Brown just really pushing the edge there. I thought he's going to unsteer out wide. Kept it calm and collected. Himself and Batuga both exchanging really quality times. It's going to be a real fascinating race between the pair of them. Thompson getting away from Irwin, though. We'll take a running very wide there. You can tell he's American. 0 regards for track limits. And before they head out onto the Nordschleife, let's take a little look at what was going on there. It's going to be looked at by the stewards. Thompson into... Well, I think they all had to check up a bit, and it all just went wrong. Certainly for Cossack. Coming off the worst there by a country mile. Let's see if we can get it here at the start. What happened? Oh, and Thompson just pulled out into traffic, maybe a little bit of netcode, but Red Brown just failed to get going. Caused that road jam. And well, Cossack already up a couple of places though. He's picked himself up from that one, up into 6th. And this is the kind of race that, do you know what? You're not out until you're fully out here. Anything can and anything will happen. Those curbs are a nightmare. And coming up to my favourite part of the circuit, this double right-hander. If you head up across the hill, this has been sort of trimmed out quite a bit over the years, because you used to get airborne through there. Before you throw it in, full commitment here. hit the first apex, hits the second one, and you can see Batuk really taking, well, he's not just on the curb, he's over into the grass and applying the pressure here right now. It's right on board with him. Going to have to be oh so careful, drifting it through the corner, trying to get it slowed down already. It's a big braking zone. It's normally in a GT3, let alone in one of these cars that doesn't have any brakes. You can see a lot of that drivers, certainly as these tyres start to wear in more and more. Again, really taking a lot of the curb on that entry. You normally do. Our drivers are electing just to be a lot more conservative around this. Batuk still onto the back of Brown. Somebody's just toying with him, trying to force a mistake out of him. But the trouble is, where this track is, there's no real runoff areas. The barrier's right up against the track edge, and a lot of the track around here. And, well, oh, sideways on corner exit there for Batuk. Well held from him. How did he avoid that one? As we'll have a little look down through some incidents shortly. Hit, miss, hit in terms of the apex. Batuk far more committed though. Drifting the car sideways through there. So we drop down to one of the lowest parts of the circuit on the Nordschleife. We start to begin that big long climb up the hill. And again, Batuk really loose on corner exit. Now this is a corner I'm really interested to see how they handle. Really sharp, aggressive curbs, and well, they make it out like they're like for a Sunday drive. No dramas there whatsoever between our top two. Whatsoever. Brown just kicking out of the rear there. Once more. Board with Batuk once more, missing a bit of a shift there. Oh, you can hear the bumps in this car. They're not really dealing with it too well. You see that red light on his dashboard just lighting up as the rear wheels get airborne. And of course, a bit of extra power going in there. That this is a full commitment part of the circuit. What they're going to do. Big lifts. Big lifts. And big amounts of curb on exit. Howard into the pits already. Oh, boys, careful. Easy. The big downshift from Batuk there as well. Just trying to keep that car under control. Heading into the carousel for the first time this evening. Only going to be 5 laps here. Dipping it in. Thompson's had a moment, I can tell you. And Jake Camp from the back of the field now up into third. Thompson, well, escaping out of the... Erwin following him out very early as well. Ham scampered away like a little mountain goat. 1.9, nearly 2 seconds, in fact, up the road from Thompson. And, well, I did say potentially about Ham taking the fight to Thompson and being one to watch out for. And he's definitely proving this here right now. That gap out over 2 seconds already between third and fourth place drivers now. These two are still out though. I'll bring you up to date with the weather and what's happening here today. A lovely cool day. Track temperatures down at 21 degrees Celsius. It's a good job it's the summer, because that race start time of 7:26 and these cars not having any headlights, that could spell disaster. Takes me back to season 4, I think it was. Lotus 79s at Silverstone. In February, March time we were in real life. What's Adam? Oh, big clash on the curb there from Batuk. This car's just absorbing it. Suspension like a big wallowy marshmallow going on. And having a bit of it, but it's Brown who runs wide. Now this is where it gets interesting. Down the Dottingen Hoa coming up very shortly. Mini carousel. Ooh. And that soft suspension really saving Brown there from a Code Brown moment. 821 holding on here. I thought this might be a bit of a damp squid. It's turning out to be an absolute cladding. Surely now Batuk, well, he pulls out early on, getting a much better run for his last couple of corners before the darting there. And they're side by side. Who's going to get it? We head down from the helicopter. Brown just in front as Batuk gone too early. He's edging in front bit by bit. And he's just in front. A nose in front. Running literally 1 or 2 miles an hour faster. It's neck and neck. They're maxed out right now. But I think Brown's going to have to yield. He's going to have that inside line though. Into the first part of the chicanes, and wow, Batuk thinks twice about it, backs out of it. Sideways there as he got on the brakes. 486 holding on. And well, folks, that is 1 lap done here on the Nürburgring combined. We'll stick with them down into turn 1, and then we'll take a look back at some replays. See how this one pans out. Oh, it's sideways on the brakes, trying to get it slowed down, and Batuk's gone. Batuk's gone. He spun it out. Oh, and what was going to be a great, great spectacle. I was looking forward so much to lap 2 between these two. Gap now 7.1 seconds. Definitely, I mean, Jake Ham now only within 5 seconds of second place. Thompson into the pits. Kosick joins him, and of course that contact they had before we even crossed the start line. Sushi coming down the start-finish straight. He's going to pick a couple of places there. He'll move up into 5th. Let's take a look at some of those replays. Of course, Sushi, we saw. Was it unassisted? Yes, I think it was. Just got on the power too soon, and around he went. Not going relatively safety though. Jake Ham had a bit of an incident coming off track. See what happened to him, and ran it in. Well, just didn't brake soon enough. Got away with that one. Jimmy Howard had his own issues as well. Right for the Kosick, that front left corner. Oh, big moment there. And that's coming through the chicane towards the end of the lap. Oh, he then had a further issue. Oh no, it was all part of the same one. See, Kosick, that front left corner crumpled. I tell you what, let's do it one more time from on board. So he gets airborne. It's like he's trying to do the jump at Bathurst. Oh, just didn't know what to do. Oh, we've got one. We've seen that one. Here we go. And Thompson, well, wrestling with that car. Off track there. That's what cost him all that time. Where he came off again a little bit later on as well. Ooh, that was, I think. Let's have a little look from another angle. Big lock-up. Big smack. The front left into the wall there. Had another incident as well later on. Oh, he's already had it there, in fact. Parked the car, and that was the end of his race. Thompson having more issues later on round the lap. It did admit to me he's really struggling with this one. And pinballing off the barriers will not help him whatsoever. It's all part of the same instant. Another one. Torrid time in this opening lap. Maybe dazzled by the brightness of his own teeth. Kevin Owen having to take evasive action there. So we saw this epic run down the back straight. Batug versus Brown. I tell you, Batug is actually closing in onto Brown already. He's taking a good second out of him. And someone had to yield. It was Batug who did, allowing Brown back in front of him. You see, Batug just sideways there on the brakes. But it was this run. He just outbraked himself on the run down the start-finish straight, on board with him from his view. Locked the brakes up. Showed his nose a bit. For the came off the brakes to unlock them. Well, had to get back on the pedal and end up locking them, spinning it around. And that's all she wrote for lap 1. Thompson has, while we're looking there, just have a quick look at this. Past Suji. Out to the Nordschleife there, and well, a relatively easy move there. Suji just running a bit wide. Kosick back in and running once more. He'll pick up a place. Oh dear, rallycross track. There is the one here. Adam Thompson trying to invent one. Ooh, that sounded like it was running in a bit deep, and so very low in the rev range as well for Brown. Having a bit of a moment. He's got time in his pocket, but sometimes that can, hurt you more than aid you around here, because it's very much all about momentum around this track. Getting that rhythm, getting in that groove, and once you're in it. I remember I was landing this track for the Nürburgring 24-hour race. Couldn't string together a lap without one off track. Was panicking like mad, because with endurance racing, you don't want to mess it up for your teammates. Same with a 24-hour race. And wow, it's amazing. Come the race, no issues whatsoever. Bang. My first stint, one off track the whole stint. 10 laps in the Audi RS3 TCR. Missed that car. Kosick catching up to the back of Suji right now. Going to send it right round the outside while Suji just moving across, letting him on by. Nice and easy, but Thompson some 9.7 seconds up the road. And, well, instant early on for Kosick, just hurting and really harming him. But after taking that time out of Brown initially, and not doing so well now, it's stabilised that gap at 5.5 seconds roughly. Speaking to you as they head out of the carousel there. Well, originally used to be a flat piece of track there. Same with the mini carousel. But where it's on the racing line, the ground subsided over the years as well. And brought in this bit of a banking. And, well, rather than, as I can tell you, Thompson's rallycrossing once more. Oh, and that's parked, and that could be game over. Was it a big incident? Let's find out. And that's parked. That's the man that's done with his race. He's got a long old toe. And maybe Kosick might see that as a bit of redemption as Batug was sideways on corner exit out of YouTube there. And yes, speaking about the carousel, and well, I can tell you that ground started to subside there, and well, the track owners decided rather than build the ground back up again, they make it a permanent feature, and rather tracks remain like that ever since. Hence why you've got the banking and then a big tabletop on top of it. Really noticeable in the carousel. Mini carousel there, you can see it a fair bit in there, but not quite, nowhere near as prominent as what it is for the main carousel. And as much as other corners have taken that name on from it, they're not really a carousel. Not really. A little bit of coffee to inject through the veins there to get me going. Love it. Love it. About half a teaspoon of brown sugar in there. Talking of brown, he's dropped to about another second and a third. Patugu's absolutely motoring there. You can see the way he's just chucking in. Just spinning the tyres up on corner exit. And you can see him in the distance. I tell you what, let's run on board to see exactly from Patugu's perspective. You can see a dot just in the distance. That is Tyler Brown. In foreground has shot the 821. Be interesting through this section. See the spitting flames on these cars on the downshift. And into the pit. Well, I say that, it seems surprising, but it's not at all. Realistically, lap 2 or lap 3 is your strategy around here. Spatuga as well. I'd imagine Ham and Irwin will follow in suit. I'm not too far behind, in fact. From the back of the grid to third. He's going to be happy with that one. He carries on. So he will assume as there comes Patuga into pit road. Ham. They carry on by. And from the back of the grid to the lead of this one. Yes, he's yet to stop. But as Irwin comes down pit road as well. I mean, what a change. Patuga going for tyres. I don't spot Brown picking them up either. He's not, sorry, not either, but hasn't picked them up. Interesting. Brown just fueling up, and a 30-second dead, 30.9 stop for him. Patuga still on there, having taken those tyres, waiting for the fuel to go in. Could that be the bold strategy here around here, Cotton? And it's 9 seconds longer, but I think he can make that back. Brown now has a 12.5-second lead over him. But Patuga does have the tyres. And I think come the end of the race, if they're only going to one-stop this one, that could be the difference here. So come that 5th lap, Patuga's got to get these tyres up to temperature. Let's not forget that, but he will have fresh rubber. And who doesn't love some fresh rubber? Kosick now up into 4th. There he is coming out of the Mercedes arena. Retirement so far, Jimmy Howard and Adam Thompson. There's your leader. It's Jake Ham just coming up to the chicane out the back of the lap of the Grand Prix circuit. I'm trying to spot as well. Let's have a look. I can't remember which version we've got. I think we've got, yeah, the much nicer one that's used in the World Endurance Championship. It's so much nicer, that version of the chicane. He turns off the Grand Prix and onto the Nordschleife. Past the start-finish line on the Nordschleife. And heads off now. Having done already 3 miles of one circuit. It's now time for some whopping 12 odd miles on the Nordschleife. That's 13, pretty much 12.9 miles, 20.8 kilometres in length. I know what you're saying to me, Tim, what is a kilometre? What do I do with it? Well, I can tell you, it's 12.9 miles. It's 20 kilometres, 20.8 in fact. 1.6 kilometres to the mile, children. That's what we're dealing with. Batug, interestingly, is taking time out of Brown already. I'll see if I can... bear with me, viewers. Just going to drop in some sector times. Now, my monitor will go a little bit haywire here. So where are they on the lap? Well, there are 13 sectors around here. And through sectors 1... So sector 2, 4 tenths faster was Batug. A tenth slower in sector 1. In fact, I think I can show you. Oh, let's I need to hide some bits here. There we go. That's not telling it, that's the wrong bit. There we go. That's the sector's information that we want. So, there you go. 3 tenths in sector 2. Batug was faster. But he lost a tenth in sector 3. So that's a net gain of 2. There you go. Well, a second faster in sector 6. Batug's just set the fastest sector 5 of anyone, the fastest sector 6, and the fastest sector 7. No, sector 7 still to come. In fact, and a second in sector 6. That is phenomenal. And I said, would that fresh rubber make a difference? It's clearly already making a difference here, as he's already taken just out of those. There you go. Right, here we go. Sector 7, 39.1 for Brown. What's Batug's going to be? 7 tenths there. The last 4 sectors, 4, 5, 6 and 7, he has taken out of him 2.8, 2.9, nearest damn it, 3 seconds already. Absolutely flying right now. Absolutely flying. There he is. Although, I say this, he's had an incident somewhere. As we were saying about that one, let's take a little look. Oh, what a big moment. Pushing really hard. And maybe just a little bit too hard. And then... no, it's all part of the same incident, luckily. It's only just the one. But all that great hard work undone then from the Iberian. It's Kevin Owen. Oh, wow, that's not gone well for Kev. So he's had 2 moments. Oh, the slowest. And then the cow's catching him out. What a shocker. It's a big drop off those curbs. Kevin Irwin finding out the hard way in the 7. All while this goes on, Jake Ham is bit by bit just plodding along. He's running his own course here. Does need to stop, and he's missing his front end. So yes, he's had his own issues on this lap as well. Let's take a little look at them as he heads out of the carousel. Oh, okay, so that's the rear. And he had his front end at that stage. He then goes on to have another incident a little bit later on in the... oh, that is a big impact. And that's how he lost his front end. Too late on the brakes. Drivers all having incidents. Only Tyler Brown, the only driver yet to have an incident. And he's, well, got the... But him and Ham have got the oldest tyres out there. Brown not closing in on Ham. The gap between Brown and Batug now out to 12 seconds after the Iberians incidents. Still on course to finish on the podium. And with a sip of the coffee, I think it's time for another Tim Cox anecdote. I feel this needs a little theme tune here, but we don't have one. So, this is on a postcard, please. Any little musical melodies you can whip up in the next couple of minutes, I'll play that. I will play that. So, we spoke earlier about words meaning different things in different languages. Well, I can tell you that the German word for that is dick, and that your father is your Vater, and that your grandfather is your Großvater. So, if your grandfather is fat, that will be in German, meinen Großvater is dick. And there you go. You've learnt some German today. You can thank me in the chat. Let me know. Entertainment value. You've all learnt some German today. Along with wie komme ich am besten das Stadion and wie komme ich am besten zum Bahnhof. First one means how do I get to the stadium? Second one, how do I get to the train station? If they reply, I've got no idea what they're saying, but I know how to ask it. I know how to ask it. There you go. Tyler Brown is catching in at a rapid rate of knots here. I mean, surprise, surprise. Not having a front end, these cars not the most aerodynamic, but when you're missing the front end, it really does hurt. The aerodynamics. It's a long lap around here, Tim. You've got a chance. Build yourself, compose. Aerodynamicity. Aerodynamics. There we go. That's an easier way to say it. Jake Ham into the pits. What's Tyler Brown going to do? He's going to carry on. Jake Ham here. It's going to be... it's going to drop down into third. Now, Kotzik has stopped already. So, Batug there flies on by. Has brought the gap down to 11 seconds, though. Make that 10.5 just on the braking into turn 1. It may be a bit deep for Batug's liking. Jake Ham in pit road. That is the Jimmy Hart's car parked up there still. But here comes Andy Kosick. He's going to stroll his way past. Who's just set the fastest lap of the race last time around. A 10.09.59. Not showing up in the timing towers, but... the milliseconds, but I'm going to tell you that because is it crucial? Well, I don't think so. Incidentally, that is the fastest lap of anyone by quite a margin. Best lap by Brown is 10.51. Batug, a 10.58. A 10.30 from Jake Ham, incidentally. And 11.15 from Kevin Irwin, which I know... yeah, okay, so the only driver whose best lap is in the 11-minute mark, but it's not that far off the pace, and he is in fourth. Joshua Susie heads down pit road to take his first stop in the evening. Well, realistically, it's going to be his only stop as well. I mean, what a recovery. I mean, Jake Ham from the back of the grid up to, well, first, and that mistake, that crash that he had, I think that's what's cost him dearly. And Kosick, who was left dumped and now discarded by the side of the track, well off the back of the park, before he even crossed the start line, thanks to Adam Thompson, in my opinion. Well, it's now back up into third. I mean, what a result. retirement so far from Thompson and Howard. Suji still, he'll be coming out of the pit box soon. Kosick, though, had a very, very short stop, and I'm worried, to the point I'm worried about it. Our top two did have the longest at 30.9 and then 39.78. Now, Brown didn't take tyres, Batuk did. Now, Kosick definitely didn't take tyres. Stationary for a meager 19.1 seconds. That is 10.7 seconds less than Brown. And I know there's fuel saving, but if you get it wrong around here, it's a long way around. And is he going to have to do a splash and dash to get himself home? Which was Jake Ham only a mere 16 seconds down the road, brings himself back into play. Ham was 4 seconds faster than Brown, so he didn't take tyres. It's only Batuk that has. Suji, apologies, as well. Kevin Aaron a 29.4 stop, so just fuel for him as well. So, yeah, some big disparity in times there, realistically. Ham 4 seconds faster than very well, similar times to Brown and Irwin, but Kosick, I don't know about that one. Ham's close. Kosick, no. I don't see how he can do this, Mr. Mostman. Of course, this track built by... Oh, no, I think we get properly... If I mention their names, I think we get properly struck off of YouTube here. But... let's say that the party who built this track started with, like, the way you'd say no in English, nah. And the American pronunciation for the last letter in the alphabet, Z. Combine those two together. I'll let you think and conjure it in your own minds. And then add party. As in political party. I built this one. But yes. This track. Now used for... No, I don't. I was trying to find me a hotel near the Nordschleife. Yes, you know, this track now, of course, you know, well, revered, used by manufacturers to test out their cars, see how fast it'll go around the Nordschleife. Always an interesting time, that one, isn't it? It's a Grand Prix circuit, an FIA Grade 1 circuit, meaning that it can host Formula 1. If you're Grade 2, you can host everything but Formula 1. Now, this might come as a surprise to you. The Nordschleife is not 1 or 2. I believe it's a Grade 3 track, but that's largely due to its track limits. What is ultimately still a dangerous circuit. You just have to look at what happened 2 years ago to the Lada in the Nürburgring 24 hours. If you don't know what happened, go and take a look at that one. Also, there was the fire for the KTM Crossbow 3 years ago as well. Well, the car caught fire. It was having issues, broke down. He pulled over. It was starting to catch fire. The driver stopped the car, pulled over by one marshal's place, not too far away from where we are on the circuit right now. Right here, in fact. Stopped just on the left-hand side of the screen right now. There's another marshal post just about there-ish. Well, anyway, the car on fire. Rolled across the track, and Jake Ham's had an incident. Yeah, still on fire. Rolled across the track. And came to a rest, luckily, right next to the marshal post. And I say luckily because the current marshal post where the driver had stopped the car, they'd run out of fire extinguishers trying to put the fire out. Rolled across the track, down the hill, across the track, on fire. Came to a stop at the next marshal's post. Weirdly, they were able to put the fire out with their fire extinguishers that they had, obviously not used any. Both marshal stations need a replenishment of fire extinguishers, needs to say. I think across the... No, we'll get away with this one. Jake Cam having a... Ooh, big old moment there. That's on the Grand Prix circuit, isn't it? Yeah. Big twitch there, but then out. This is the one we just caught the tail end of here. On the brakes, going to lose the rear. And I want to kiss the rear of the bump with the barrier. Not going to help him in his chances in the pursuit of Cossack. Although, where are we now? 38 minutes complete. Tuke and Brown, that gap stabilising about 11 seconds now. Do not think he will be catching Brown. But and that's getting because it was that spin on the start of lap 2. That's what's hurt him. But it just goes to show consistency. Well, it can aid you around here, definitely. And Cossack is just chipping away bit by bit, isn't he? He's ploughing his own furrow. So let's go back to my original part. It was 1907. Felice Nazario won the Caprese's for the Italian Fiat outfit at Taurus, I believe that is. Yeah, from memory. So Taunus near Frankfurt. Germany took pride. German pride took a severe dent, needless to say. When the Kaiser demanded an explanation for the unexpected result, he was told that the defeat was due to German manufacturers having no suitable home to develop and race their vehicles. Imperial consent was soon given to create such a facility, and plans began to formulate for a world-beating track in the region surrounding the town of Ardennau near the Eifel Mountains. But just as the project gathered steam in earnest, World War I intervened, and trivial pursuits such as a racetrack, well, as you can imagine, that took a bit of a back seat. A white flag in the air. There's one to go here. Tyler Brown just starting the final lap. He's got 10.5 seconds at the back. So Batsuki is still chipping away at that lead. There he is, crossing the line to start his final lap. Can he catch him in this final lap? I don't think it's going to happen. Answers on a postcard. Let me know. A podium finish will be for... A podium finish 4 would be really good. Fred32 over on YouTube. Yes. I assume you mean for Andy Cossack. I think that will be a far better result than he would have ever endeavoured having at the start of this race. That is for certain. I think he would have been happy walking into this one, aside of what happened. Now, in our little history lesson, let's move. In 1920, on the backdrop of defeating World War I, tentative moves were funded, but due to a lack of funds. But supporters of the project persevered and convinced it could be a competitive advantage for the resurgent German motor industry. They're trying to get themselves back off their knees. Of course, their currency was valueless. There was mass unemployment and hardship for pretty much every single family going. Now, one man stands as the father of the Nürburgring. That's Dr. Otto Kreutz. He was chair of ADAC. Yes, that ADAC, the Alemannia Deutsche Automobil Club. Of course, famed for running many of its races in Germany. And he was a passionate believer in the project, and he reached an agreement with the mayor of Cologne, and who also then became the future chancellor, as the chancellor of the country, Konrad Adenauer, for the project to go ahead and as a means of relieving the chronic unemployment in the region. That is one of the things, isn't it? You know, infrastructure projects always a great way to inject funds into the economy of your country. Seen done in recent times by China a lot when things have stagnated a bit. It's aided to quicker recoveries. Another second from Batug taken out of Brown. Set the fastest lap of the race last time around, beating Cossacks 109 by a massive 9 seconds. 10 minutes dead for him. 10:01 for Brown. Now, Batug did have that bit of an incident, didn't he? So, I mean, surely not, can he? You never quite know with the Nordschleife, though. You never quite know. 2,500 workmen laboured to construct the Nordschleife. And the basic layout was set by Hans Weidenbruck, using the rolling hillside and plateaus around the Schloss Nürburgring to create a massive circuit that was a true test of both man and machine, and it still is today. I know it's been changed a fair bit over the years just to try and make the track safer, but, well, it is still a grueling event either which way. To shake things up in the championship a little bit. So coming into this round, Brown lying, what was he lying in the championship? He was lying second, wasn't he? From memory, serves me right. And I will confirm that for you. Yes. So this is going to give him, well, he doesn't pick up a bonus point for qualifying on pole. Fastest lap, well, if we would stop right now, no, he wouldn't have that one either. But he will pick up 25 points for the win. So 35 points even. Apologies, viewers. And that means that's going to put him on 173 points, which is 16 points clear of Bobby Ross. Thompson not looking for a good time here. He's going to be in a bit of trouble. And already, you're dedicated to the cause, starting to put the points in already. In fact, we can start to... Jimmy Howard will pick up a place in the championship. In fact, yeah, just the one, though. In fact, head of Wes Carber not with us this evening. It's a laboured entrance there. I think he's going to get this below the 9-second mark, but bar a big incident here. Into the carousel. He goes. Wallowy suspension just lapping it up. Jake Cam's had a bit of an incident out on track. Let's take a look at what's happened to him. And it's that same corner again, isn't it? He's going to get caught out by the curbs, and it's purchased him a one-way ticket to the barrier, not once, but twice for good measures. Let's take a look at what happened to Joshua Suji. And this was on the Grand Prix circuit. Looping around, losing that one. And having a look, Adam Thompson will keep third. Will he keep third place? Let's say I'm just going to try and top up some of the points here. Kostic looking good for third, realistically. I don't see him losing that one. He's going to put me on 26. Which is going to... Right. Who's going to... Tyler Brown looking good for this one. And that's going to give him 35. So as things stand at the moment, Andy Kostic moves up into second in the championship. Tyler Brown into the lead. Kostic in second. Ross drops down to third. Thompson into fourth. Shaking up things a little bit here. Irwin, he's going to finish fifth. That's going to give him 19 points. And where is the ham sandwich in my spreadsheet? There he is. In fourth. He's going to get 22 points for that outing. So, Tyler Brown heading down the Dottingham for the final time. So provisionally, as things stand, Irwin moves up into fifth, Ham up into seventh. Making good progress there. Howard up into eighth. Suji up into ninth. Carver drops all the way down to 10th. And with time in his pocket, Tyler Brown. It's the last few corners to go. Over 50 minutes of racing. Slides and drifts it out of the final corner. The run to the line. He's going to win round 7 of the championship. Here at the Nürburgring. Congratulations to him. We've got a little bit of a wait to Batuk. There he comes. With a weave across the line, you just have to wonder what it would have been if it hadn't been that mistake for him. Even bigger wait now because we've got some 40-odd seconds behind him coming down the Dottingham. It is Andy Kostic. And Irwin has just got past Jake Ham. Late on. Oh, that damage. Hampering Ham. He's got 2 minutes in the bag to Suji. I don't see him, well, I say don't see him losing that one. That's going to swap, well, Kevin Irwin promoted late on into fourth. Ham is going to drop into fifth on 19, so that's going to change things around a little bit. Kevin Irwin now ahead of Adam Thompson into fourth. Thompson down to fifth. Ham will drop down a place. How it will be just one solitary point ahead of him in 7th place. Ham in 8th on 71. It's all changed there. As Kostic has crossed the line in 3rd. Enjoy his last few corners. And there win. Don't mess it up, Kevin. Oh, bit nervy there on the downshift. Did it a bit too soon. But he brings it on through. He's going to secure that 4th place finish. That's Jake Ham, who is losing time hand over fist. Or should that be ham over fist to Suji. But despite that damage, getting away with it is Jake Ham. Oh, you can see that front right not even turning. Front right suspension completely broken as he limps that one home. So, fastest lap of the race. That goes to Ismail Batug. Which is going to give him, despite his finishing second, give him 32 points. There you go. That's what Jake Ham feels about that one. And why put yourself through it, Kevin? Why put yourself through it? Suji going to limp his car across the line, looking a little bit worse for wear. Not long left in the lap for him to go. We can bring you up some qualified results. Just seen the word qualified, that's why. Some results for this round. And there we go, across the line to round things out. Comes Joshua Susie. And here are your classified results here from round 7 of the championship. Tyler Brown taking the victory. Batug in 2nd place. Cossack 3rd. Erwin 4th. Ham 5th. That instant late on, just gifting Kevin Erwin that 4th place. In fact, to be fair, I think Jake Ham, if it hadn't been for his mistakes, could have finished on the podium here. Suji in 6th. Thompson retiring on lap 1. So did Jimmy Howard too. Big moments for them, taking them out of the race early on. Let's have a chat to some of our drivers, shall we? And well, let me just have a little sort out here. I see a couple of them standing by. First up, let's see, who have we got here? Well, I'll tell you what, first off, we're going to move to 3rd place. I'm going to have a little chat to Andy Cossack. Let's drag him on in. There we go. Now, hopefully this should all work completely fine. Andy Cossack joins us now. Andy, well, I mean, bit of a crazy one, really, because coming into this race, I'm sure you probably would have taken 3rd place.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when I saw the qualifying effort of Ismail, I knew pretty much at that moment that him and Tyler, I didn't have anything for them. They were going to need to make a mistake.
So,
where's the adventure if you don't start from the back?
Well, I was going to say, so you run towards the line and it all goes wrong. There's contact, a bit of a mix-up there. I think it was Tyler Brown who just didn't get going. And then, you can see from there, I'm just going to... I've failed in part of my doings here.
Yeah, Adam had a run on him, and he just tried to come over and fit in between, and it just didn't work.
No.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yes, I mean, so you then put, not just the back of the field, but well off the rest of the fields. They've all scampered off down the road and going through turn one pretty much by the time you've collected your thoughts and got going again. So then compound that one. I mean, we saw you were going for the fuel saving strat, but then at one stage, I think it was lap 4, you set the fastest lap of the race. There was lap 3, I think it was, a 10:09. I mean, all things considered, that incredibly short stop as well, 19.1 seconds, by far and away the shortest stop by anyone. I know you grabbed the fuel strap, but even so, that was a bold call.
Well, I practiced at 2.9 gallons a lap, and so I put in an extra half gallon just in case, even on that. So I must be carrying, more speed in the corners or rolling off the throttle a little bit easier than everybody else.
Well, it worked an absolute treat, and I'm sure, when you saw Jake Ham on the horizon, coming past him, was it a weight lift off your shoulders, or where this track is just so relentless, was it still a bit, there's still a lot of work left to do, I better not mess this one up?
I think most of the time you're out there, you got to focus on the track. I should turn off the crew chief and everything, because any little distraction and you can have trouble. There's a lot going on there. So, yes, I was happy to see him come out of the pits behind me, but I knew I had to maintain my focus and maintain my pace.
Definitely. Well, it all worked out fine for you in the end. Congratulations, Andy Kosick, your third place finisher today.
Thank you.
Right, next driver, that's either going to be Tyler Brown or Israel Batug. We're going to find out together, folks. Here we go. I'm not sure who this is because I haven't checked. The Discord name hasn't been changed on this server. Is this Tyler or Ismail?
This is Tyler.
Fantastic, Tyler. I'm going to change your name as we speak. I mean, first off, there we go. Let's update our graphics first of all. There we go, Tyler. I mean, congratulations. But that first lap between yourself and Ismail, what a lap! I mean, he was all over you like a rash.
Oh, it was so frightening because we get on the straights and I think it doesn't show up on the deal, and I don't know if it showed up for the stream, but the first lap was a 9:57 between the two of us. I think on the straights, anywhere we were going in fourth gear, he was just pushing the heck out of me.
And I mean, you could see him just keep, not not trying to pass you, but just insinuating, just giving the gesture that he was having a bit of a look, or just reminding you, just putting himself in your mirrors. And how much of this is a real, a circuit where certainly on the Nordschleife, it's tight, it's fast. There's big curbs, which if you clip them, I mean, I know this suspension on this is quite wallowy, which just does sort of give you a little bit more forgiveness in them. But yeah, you hit them and that's it. It can be absolutely game over. It must have been so mentally draining having him behind you for that lap. In some ways, as much as I'm sure you missed, having a bit of a rivalry and a battle with him, you must have been relieved to see him go spinning into turn 1 at the start of lap 2.
Oh, I was so relieved, and I think he kind of he was too, because I think we both kind of settled into 10s at that point. He come up and just, I don't know if he had too much rear brake or just hit the brakes too hard, but he missed the first one when we first started, and then he missed that one too, and it kind of put that bumper there, which just then I could kind of settle in and just run the track. But that first lap was pretty interesting.
It was indeed. Well, congratulations. The race victory, and also puts you top of the championship standings as well, Tyler Brown.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim.
No worries. Next up, we're going to be speaking to our second place finisher. Let's drag him in, Ismail Batug. Ismail, congratulations on second. I mean, I was speaking to Tyler Brown about that first lap battle. Kept me on the edge of my seat the whole way around. I mean, obviously, you must have been absolutely devastated where we saw, on the replay where you had to go at the brakes and then had to come off them where we were locking up again and then had another go at them before they locked up again and sent you flying. Was it just a bit of a tricky corner to judge? I know you don't have much experience in these cars.
Yeah, my experience is limited. And the same for my lyrics, but you know, it's my answers is limited. You can repeat to me,
Yes.
my grammar is not very well.
No,
You know,
that's fine. That's fine. I know English is not
Notice
your first
so
language.
my
So
opinion is I did right except the brakes. The brakes is very hard. It's my first time here with this car, and I put all my forces to stay close than tired, but it's very hard. On the first turn, especially, I lost the control 2 times, and but I'm happy for the result. It's my first race here. I don't know what thing Tyler for a race, but he did right.
yes, I mean I mean, we saw after the pit stops. It was. I felt bad. I felt sorry for you, because when you had that spin after the pit stop,
Mm.
because you had new tires. Tyler did not take tires, so you were taking a lot of time, like a second, 2 seconds per sector sometimes out of
Yeah,
him, and I mean, you must have felt good about yourself and in the car. Do you think you just tried too hard, and that's what caused your spin?
I don't know what you say. Sorry, man.
I know that's okay.
I told you my grammar it's very bad.
No,
I
it's
will
okay.
listen it.
It's okay. Don't worry.
No,
Uh,
I know it's a cold tires. It's terrible on the brakes. On the, after the pit is bomb because of the brakes. The brake is very hard for me.
definitely, definitely. Well, Ismail, congratulations on the second place on your debut. Well done. We'll look forward to seeing you at Watkins Glen in 1 week.
Oh yeah, cool. Me too. I wish to be on this race.
Definitely. We look forward to having you. Congratulations. That
Thanks.
is no worries. That is Ismail. But let's trying to move you up, and it's not what Ismail Batug there. But well, what can we say about this circuit? Always, you can't get rid of that guy, can you? Can't get rid. Oh, you can't. Right. There we go. We got rid of Andy Cossack's logo. It just didn't want to disappear there. Just like a bad smell keeps hanging around. But thank you very much for joining me. A bit of a long one tonight due to the track length. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Round 7, the Nordschleife. It was, well, I thought it was a bit gutted for Ismail there. Very gutted for him. Because if he hadn't had that spin, I think we would have had a brilliant race between himself and Tyler Brown. But that's all done for this evening. Thank you very much for joining. I've been Tim Cox. We'll see you in a week's time when we head for round 8, the final round of the road section. And we head to Watkins Glen. Goodbye.